Come here, you. Sound check, checky, sound, check, 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 check. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man? So I'm scrambling to get ready here. Just a second. Check, check, check. Okay. Sounds great. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Hold on.
What?
Why is the audio not going in my... There.
I had my earbuds in and it was going to the phone.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, Discord is so weird. Like, you have to set up...
No. I think it's the phone that... Because I hit the answer button from the phone. It thought the audio should go to the phone. It's done that a few times. Like, if I don't answer with the earbud button, it won't go to the earbuds automatically.
See, my phone's doing this really cool thing lately. Like, talk about, like, since we're on the topic of, like, you know, third world problems here. So my...
I must spit out my water.
So my Bluetooth, when I answer a call on my phone, I have to, like, switch it to Bluetooth. Otherwise, it just answers on speakerphone every time.
Yeah.
It's extremely inconvenient. Like, I can't believe I actually have to push the Bluetooth button in order to use the Bluetooth in my car. Like, it's really just an absurd concept.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. We already got 10. Everybody knew you were going to be here. We already got 10 viewers, 11 viewers. Got PJ here. Eric Son's here. Sammy Bomarito's here. He says he remembered today. Well, Sammy, if you were subscribed and had your notifications turned on, you would know what was going on. Let's see. I'm going to adjust this music level just a little bit. And let's go with that. All right. So good morning, people. It is Thursday morning, the 20th of May, 10:04 a.m. This is episode 18 of the BP Hero Podcast. And it is with my friend Snacks. I'm going to put that in the title. Oh, and wife is here too in the background. She's gonna keep us in.
Oh boy,
she's gonna keep us in line today. More like just make sure the dog doesn't bark and. Oh! PJ's hitting hard already. He says, "Who's your favorite Bergman?"
That'd be Danny.
It's the same he said too. He said your brother Dan. Tough go, PJ. Hey, we give you E for effort, though.
Can I ask a clarifying question then?
Yeah.
On the field or off the field?
Oh, PJ said he's my favorite, too. It's okay. Yeah, on the field, off the field, I'll tell you what, they are something else. Like, those kids, like, the first time I ever met PJ, like, the second I heard him yell across the field, I was like, is that Danny? I was like, no, it's PJ. Like I immediately knew what I was dealing with, because I heard Danny do that enough times. I knew what that was. So got a guest here, my friend Snacks this morning. He made the mistake of mentioning that he was off work all week, and I said you're off work all week. I said, well, how about that? I said, I got a job for you. I don't know if you're going to push back on me or not. That's what Emily said. She goes, does he know he's going live? I said, well, I kind of told him, but I was going to beg him to.
It was all fun and games until I watched the review last night and heard my name mentioned. I was like, well, now I got to show him.
Yeah, well, I see. That was my way of obligating you.
We have a funny phrase we like to say at work. We got voluntold.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way to put it for sure. That's basically what took place here. We got everybody rolling in. Adam rolling in this morning. Do you have the chat pulled up?
No.
No, I didn't know if you did or not.
Where's the chat at?
You can go to YouTube and pull up the video, and you should be getting a live feed of the chat.
Well, if I put it on the TV, which I'm staring at, which, funny enough, Apple TV did not give me a notification that you were going live.
I'm probably going to have to sue them.
I'm the Apple guys. But I'll have to mute the TV so I don't get
Feedback, yeah. There shouldn't be a ton of latency with it. What's up, Jason? How you doing, man? But this works out. I was about due for a guest anyway. Sometimes I get tired of sitting here just like talking to myself for an hour. And even if someone can just fill the void for a few minutes, it'd be a nice thing. So you said you've been on vacation all week. What have you got accomplished? Anything? It's Thursday, so we're late in the week by now.
Not a thing. And that's how I like it.
like nothing at all?
No.
Well, I mean,
I can't get the chat to work.
So I got a way around this. I can do some Houdini stuff here.
No. I'll pull it up on the phone.
Okay.
So I'm a fan of doing absolutely nothing. As I'm sure a lot of you can agree with.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I had to take PTO because I have the habit of not taking PTO throughout the year and end up losing it at the end of the year. So I think the last 4 or 5 years I've lost 20 hours of PTO just because I forgot to take it.
I mean,
So it's not a good habit.
It's probably easy to do, like to forget you need to take it working from home too, though, right?
Well, exactly. I've been working from home for 11 years now.
Right.
So you get used to not having to go anywhere. And since my wife and I have been focusing on our career so much, we are not on the same page when it comes to vacations. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's all right though. I mean, you could be you were working from home before it was cool to work from home. Now everybody's doing it.
Right. So when COVID hit and everybody has their new meetings and say, how are you adapting to working from home? And they finally get to me after everybody gives their sob story of having to adjust to things. I'm like, nothing is new. You could tell me COVID has gone and I wouldn't have known because I don't leave the house.
Right.
The only time I ever left the house was to go play softball or go bowling.
So what's the deal with bowling? Is bowling over? Because bowling's during the wintertime, right?
No, it goes. We're not currently bowling right now, but once COVID hit, our team kind of decided to take a break, and then we just never got back to it.
I got you.
So it's still going on. I know a lot of the bowling alleys around here are starting to open up fully. Leagues are starting to form and stuff like that. So
everything's opening back up. The Cardinals announced yesterday they're going back to full capacity. Who cares what the Cubs are doing, right?
They're going to full capacity soon too. Or no, they're at half.
Are they?
I think the Cubs might be at half.
So who all isn't at full capacity yet?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't either.
But I think the majority of stadiums are at half.
I got you. So Cardinals did the Missouri thing, and COVID's not real. Let's go ahead and open back up.
Right. They weren't the first, though. I know with the Rangers and Houston were at 100%, I think, almost from the day the season started, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's like last year. Was it the Dolphins? I think it was just the Miami teams, or not the Miami, the Florida teams. They were fully open back up, but the owners of the teams are like, nah. Even though the state said they could, they still didn't take that plunge. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. I know the CDC says if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask now, and that's going to get interesting.
Yeah, it's confusing. How do you know? How are you supposed to know? And then people get offended if you ask. But anyway, let's not talk about that.
Fat Guy BP said Texas is just different. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Texas, Florida, Michigan.
Yeah.
I got a whole list of states that could be removed from the union, and I would not have a problem with.
When did they leave?
Can we start cutting off Florida right at Jacksonville?
Yeah. You just sunk off into the ocean and just away it went. Vieira goes with it and everything. The new turf facility. And...
Exactly. Speaking of which, I believe we're going to try to go there this year.
Really?
Yeah. Dad Bad's going to take the 35 and over guys.
Yeah. So
to Florida.
Tell me more about this 35 and over thing. I think last time you were on we discussed it briefly, but.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the 35 and over program is taking off. The 40 and over program is taking off.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it's growing. It's pretty wild. So you guys are going down as 35 and over?
Yep.
And you're still playing a regular U-Trip schedule though too, right?
Right. We have a few regular tournaments sprinkled in. In fact, we're going to Sullivan this weekend. Hopefully it doesn't rain down there. I think they said rains in Kansas City, so hopefully it doesn't make its way halfway through the state. But yeah, we're supposed to go to Sullivan this weekend, but the 35 and up and the 40 and up and 50, I would imagine, have all really gained a lot of popularity the last year or two. It's fun. It's less relaxed, or sorry, it's more relaxed.
Sure. I mean, you don't have all the.
So you get back to it's uber competitive. I mean, it's still competitive. Don't get me wrong, but people at this age now we're focused on having fun over winning. Not to say winning's not fun, but you're getting out there with your buddies that you've been playing for so long. At least with this team,
right?
Guys that we've been playing on different teams for so long, and now we're playing together. Since we're friends, and just getting out there and playing and having fun, and fun seems to be the priority.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're still winning games, but that's the priority, is to have fun.
Sure. Everybody there for the same cause. You're not dealing with shithead PJs. I mean, shithead kids. Out there playing like it's Game 7 of the World Series.
Right. Yeah, and it's funny because the other teams are almost the same way. Like there's of course there's hotheads. There's a few hotheads in every team, but the majority of the teams that we played against in 35 and up, we haven't had a problem with it at all, really.
See, maybe
there's no blow-ups, there's no fights, there's nothing like that.
See, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I just need to get old.
Right.
Maybe that's what I need.
A certain level of maturity happens.
Yeah, it's like I've been to a couple of tournaments this year, and like the first C-level tournament I was at, I was like, man, these people are just so serious. Like, god dang, like when did it become illegal to laugh at a ballpark? It's like it's just not my idea of fun, and maybe that's just me being stuck in a rec league mentality. I don't know, and really I don't care. But
yeah.
I don't know.
At this point in my age, I get more upset with umpires rather than players. Like, just make a right call, or don't force me to swing at something and hit PJ in the shins.
PJ's just going to be the topic of the podcast today.
Like, I didn't want to hit middle, but I was so mad at the umpire. I was like, fine, if you're going to make me have to swing at that, then I'm going to go up the middle. That's what's going to happen.
So who was it? I think it might have been you one other time. Somebody hit a pitcher and you were like, the pitcher looked at you or whoever the batter was, like, kind of like, what the hell? And it's like, you can thank the umpire for that because I had to swing. Was that you?
Might have been.
You were mad. Whoever it was, they were mad. It's like that's kind of like for those that don't know my guy Snacks here, man, he's Grumpy Snacks in the chat of the podcast sometimes. He's always in the comment section on the videos. He's pretty even keel dude, but much like any of us, like if the right thing gets him going or anything else, it's game on from there.
It depends on who you ask, though, because I personally don't think I'm grumpy all the time.
No,
I'll take the name, but some people like Kevin think I hate everything. And Ronnie says I complain about everything, which is true. I like to complain. That's my form of venting. So I just complain to complain sometimes, which he's not wrong. But Kevin thinks I hate everything. So he's always like, "Oh, you hate something? Shocked."
He's mentioned that to me before too. And what do you know? He's in a bad mood. But and you know, I haven't seen, you know, like you said, you know, Roach acts like you're mad at everything all the time. I think the only time I've ever seen, I happen to be walking by, and I know you know what I'm talking about. We don't even have to talk about it, but I was walking by you having a conversation with someone very close to their face, talking through your teeth, and I was like, whoa. I didn't know he had that in him. But he sure did. But, you know, it's everybody can be pushed to that point. whether you like to admit it or not. Like what was it, 2 weeks ago, I got pretty frustrated with an umpire, and then kind of looking back, like, and another reason why it does no good to say anything about things like that is I got frustrated with this umpire. It's a landslide of a ball game. I mean, we are just getting our dicks kicked in. I want to say we were down over 10 runs at this point in the game, and they had hit 2 home runs already, and they hit a third, and the umpire counted it. There's only 2 home runs in the league. And the dude hit the ball. Half of our guys were walking off the field because they knew it was the 3rd home run. And we were playing a bunch of frat boys. They didn't have a clue what was going on. They were just happy somebody hit the ball over the fence.
Oh, well, calm down, Tony La Russa.
That's a whole nother topic. So, you know, I just I turn around and look at him, and as he's putting the runs on the board, and the next batter's walking up, I said, that's the 3rd out, right? He says, no, that's their 2nd home run. I said, that's their 3rd home run. I said, they used one in the 1st inning, they used one in the 4th inning, and this was the 6th inning. And we ended up losing the game by over 15 runs because we all got really mad, and things just kind of just a landslide of things happened from there. And I called him after the game on the way. He left the field through our dugout, and I said, hey, I'm not one to argue, and I hope you know that. Because, I mean, he's umpired for years, and he's very familiar with me, and I'm very familiar with him. And I said, I'm not one to argue, and you know that, but they hit 3 home runs. It's like, well, and they had 2 on my counter, and kind of barked back at me. And the exchange began again. He and I were starting to get heated, and he just removed himself from the conversation, which is probably better. He just removed himself from the conversation, went on, and then I'm getting out of the car on Saturday to go play in a tournament. He's getting out of his car with an umpire shirt on. I was like, son of a bitch. So I did go up and apologize to him. I mean, it made no sense to... I never picked the right times to complain. Like, it made no sense to complain about a 3-run home run when we lost by over 15 runs, and I told him that.
Right.
I said, you know, I was just kind of in the moment. I said, I think we had more errors than we had runs that night, and it's just a landslide of things happened. I said, I picked the wrong thing to argue about, and I do apologize. He's like, well, I wondered what was going on. They knew that wasn't like you. I was like, yeah, next time just slap me or something. I mean...
I don't know. So the chat finally works for me, and Virgil said not tracking home runs should be on the card and should be reprimanded. I mean, I agree. That's
Sure.
one of the very minimal things that you should be doing is tracking home runs and outs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of inexcusable, to be honest. Like not getting out and missing a tag at second or something like that. Okay. The likelihood of you arguing and changing that is not going to happen. But
No.
With home runs, you check the books. It's not that hard.
Yeah, 100%. Like, there's ways around it. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if we wanted to complain about things like that, we should have kept a book so we could say, hey, look,
right,
this is wrong. And you know, if they wanted to argue about it and they didn't have a book, well, guess what? The team that's got the book has probably got to be right here.
Right, or blowout or not. Like, so let's say you're in a pool play situation and it comes down to runs at the end of the day. You could be knocked out because that home run got allowed.
Yeah, 100%. And that's I don't know. It grinds my gears sometimes when umpires also like try and play the victim. It's like,
which is a majority of the time.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of felt like. Is like he does not like to be complained to. I do know that. I know that for a fact, and he knows that I know that. So I think the fact that like I was actually wanting to be confrontational with him. He was immediately, all you all want to do is he's walking away. He said, all you all want to do is argue. And I mean, not really. I just want you to get your shit right. I mean, you know, you're
right. And then you take that history into account. Like, look, I know we have our gripes, but look, we need a level set here. Our book shows that they have. Well, if we had a book, I'm showing that we've hit. I've given up 2 home runs already. Can you at least check their book?
Right.
And see if they're marking it right or something, but you missed one.
Yeah, and see, that's one thing I like. You talk about Roach. That's one thing I like about playing with Roach is he keeps a book for. I mean, I'm pretty sure he keeps a book for the game that's going on the field next to him. I mean, he's got everything in the book. I mean,
I noticed he had a Gamecast thing going on his phone the other day.
Ah, okay. So we're moving up in the world. We don't have a book anymore.
Right.
We got a Gamecast.
That just tells me his memory isn't as good.
Man, I hope he sees this.
Guess who's batting last this weekend?
I was gonna say, yeah. Guess who is not playing? But no, that's one thing. The handful of times that I've played with him, he's even down to calling out, not even telling the pitcher. He's down to calling out to the entire field where that guy has hit the ball the entire game. That alone is huge in itself. I mean, if you're gonna have a guy keep a book and announce things like that. Don't just say to the pitcher, "Hey, right field." No, tell the entire field.
Yeah, it's helpful. Yeah, I mean, we're giving him a hard time but he's making sure that the umpire is accountable. So he likes to get back there when he's catching and chirping in his ear, "Hey, you missed this," or "Hey, you missed that."
Yeah, he's good at that.
That's helpful. I mean, that's everybody thinks the catcher is a non-position, really, but you can do things to help your team. The audible yep when it's not really a strike, but you want the batter to swing.
Yeah.
Or you can get kind of build a rapport with the umpire, and they'll be less, or they'll be more likely to talk to you, and be truthful and honest about what happened with a bad call or something like that, which I've seen more often than not, especially when I'm catching. Like if Lon's well known in the St. Louis area for being a very good umpire.
Oh, very good.
Up at BMAC. And for new people, I guess she seems unapproachable, kind of like how I would be deemed as being grumpy all the time.
Yeah.
People think I'm not approachable. They're not going to come talk to me. So the same thing with her. But if you are back there and you talk to her frequently, like I'll walk up to the field and say, "Hey, Lon, what's going on?" And we'll start talking. So you build that relationship in a good way with umpires. It helps you, especially when you're catching.
Yeah, and she's one of those people too. She just gets very locked in. So she may seem unapproachable because she is 100% focused on what she's doing. Probably one of my biggest complaints is when umpires are way too worried about laughing and giggling with people walking by the field or people walking up to the fence while they're trying to umpire. That's probably one of my number one complaints. You would never see her doing that.
That would be me if I was umpire. I'd be paying attention to everything and everybody out except the field.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to umpire for a multitude of reasons. That's half the reason why. Is somebody walks up and says, "Hey," well, I'm not going to say "Hey," I'm not going to not say "Hey" back.
Right.
So next thing you know,
Squirrel.
Yeah. Next thing you know, I missed a call and there I am getting yelled at, which is what I hate. But no, you're 100% right though. Like it's all about kind of trying to build a little bit of a relationship with an umpire. Take the opportunity to maybe like make a cheesy joke or he one night the other night an umpire called a pitch too high on me. I said I kindly disagree. And just
Right.
Everybody laughed and giggled a little bit.
That's a great call, Blue.
Yeah, great call. That is definitely a strike. And just things like that, because the other way that goes too is if the other team starts acting up, then you've already got the umpire on your side.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that drives me nuts, though, you talk about players and catchers and umpires and that kind of relationship, is the catchers that want to stand next to the umpire and complain. Man, you might as well just pack.
You're not helping your team.
No, you might as well just pack your bags, go count that one as a loss for that game, and move on because he's not going to give you anything.
Right. You kind of have to be the moderator back there. Like when your team gets upset at a bad call, like I know it's happening, but hey, what's the likelihood of the umpire making a change?
Sure.
Right then and there, it's not going to happen.
Right. That's one of my.
Now it's different, especially if it's just one umpire. If it's two, okay, ask them to confer.
Sure.
Can you guys talk about it?
That's one of my.
Slide
him a 20. Yeah.
I should start bringing candy with me and just put candy in my pocket.
There you go.
Man,
Yeah.
Want some Razzles or something?
Yeah. What you got? I got the good stuff. What you want?
That reminds me. So when I used to play ASA in Kirkwood, we had this really old umpire, and someone had mentioned my nickname when I was batting at some point, and he said, "Your name's they call you Snacks?" I go, "Yeah." So the next weekend, I shit you not, he brought me a bag of Razzles. which is an old school candy, super good, kind of like a chewy spree almost. He said, "Hey man, I brought you these candy."
You even had the personalized license plate and everything at one point, right?
Oh, I did, yeah, in high school.
That's too funny. That is too funny. But you were talking earlier about like an umpire, like he's not going to change his mind. That's one of my favorite things to say. If I've got you guys on my team wanting to yell and argue with an umpire, is we're changing fields or whatever, or changing going out to the field. I'll just kind of walk by him and just say, "Hey man," I said, "You remember that one time an umpire got yelled at and then decided, you know what, you're right. He was safe. You remember that?"
Right.
And before he can even say a word, I'll just say, "Yeah, me neither. You're doing a great job." And I'll just keep walking.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. Like I said, and I get it. And I talked about it in a podcast a while back, and somebody mentioned, it's kind of keeping the umpire honest. But there's asking about a call, and then there's yelling about a call. Don't yell about a call. Right. It does you no good.
Yeah. You're gonna have a short-term memory. So does the umpire.
I already got one of those.
It's over with.
Maybe I would be a good umpire.
Right.
So you were mentioning, speaking of softball and everything else, you were mentioning you went and played in a first responders tournament yesterday, yeah?
Yeah. So being off, a guy that I play co-ed with on Friday nights is a police officer of the Shrewsbury department, which is close to me. And he said he had been mentioning a couple weeks that he's got a tournament to play. I'm like, well, what day is this? It can't be on a weekend because we usually play on the weekends. And he said it's on Wednesday. So I think SSM Health put it together. It was a first responders tournament at BMAC that happened yesterday. So a bunch of local police departments, fire departments, and EMS crews all had teams. I think it was a pool of, I forget how many teams were there. Maybe 12 teams there, maybe more.
That's a good turnout, though.
Yeah, it was a great turnout. It was a lot of fun. We went 1-1 and got knocked out of our pool pretty quick. But the time that I was there was pretty cool. There was a lot of different teams, and Pattonville is one that stood out, the Pattonville Fire Department, and I believe they had a mix of police officers on their team too. They were decked out in full uniform.
Really?
I mean, if you rolled up, you're like, oh, this is a pretty legit thing. Meanwhile, there's a couple other teams that are walking around with the old school 3/4 sleeve jersey.
Hell yeah!
Some guys have no jerseys at all. They're just wearing their EMS or fire or police shirts,
wearing the mid-thigh shorts and everything else.
Right. Yeah, it was fun. So the level of competition was pretty drastic. Some teams that are like league, some teams that are more polished. It was definitely a good time.
So I do know our guy Douglas Christie. When was the last time you heard that name?
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Him and Aaron Klein. I remember Klein used to mention this tournament.
Yeah. Well, Doug's wife is a part of the EMS first responder stuff, and that was one thing he would always talk about was how much fun that tournament was, and how he was always looking forward to it. And I was curious to know if you ran into him up there yesterday, but something maybe he wasn't there, because trust me, he would have said something if he saw you.
Yeah, I didn't get around to a lot of the field, but we kind of hung out around our field for the most part. But there were a lot of people there. Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Just like kind of back to the 35 and over thing, like everybody's kind of there for the same cause,
Right.
So that's
It was funny. I was the only non-first responder on this team. It was we were mixed with the Shrewsbury Police Department and Fire and Webster because they couldn't field the full team, so we're kind of combined. So a bunch of officers and firefighters on this team, and then me. So. And I was out there with the BP Hero jersey, so
yeah.
I had a few teams go, hey, this guy's got a jersey on, nobody else does. And Greg was our umpire, so it was, Greg, he's on our tournament team, but
Pingle.
So a good umpire that I knew, yeah, Pingle was there. He took the day off and then ended up going to work at BMAC, which straight cash.
Yeah, why not, right?
For that day. So it was good to at least know we had a decent umpire, and I mean, it's pretty lackadaisical for him. It's not like a regular tournament where everybody's uber competitive.
Right. Has he done any tournaments as an umpire?
Oh yeah, I believe he has.
Really? See, I'd be curious to know how his tolerance of the of the hoopla would be.
Oh, he doesn't care. He's pretty even kill. But yeah, it was rough for me, at least batting wise. I got 3 at bats in 2 games.
Oof.
And yeah, I didn't get much to swing at. These pitches were terrible. So hopefully we'll hit BP later today. That way I can at least know what the strike zone looks like.
Get yourself straightened out.
Right.
So you're playing at Sullivan this weekend. So you guys mainly just following the U-Trip schedule. What is anything different from the 35 and over to just like a regular standard U-Trip?
So yes, 35 and over. At least at the World Series, we get to use the icon ball. 44-400. Yeah. So we're not using classic M's. That's fun. Bats are the same. I believe when you go to 40, you can use senior, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Hey, stop and think about this. Speaking of, Matt Allen went in, picked up with a team in somewhere down in Branson. There's a senior tournament down there, and they let him swing a senior bat. No business swinging a senior bat.
Absolutely not. What's he, 36?
No, he's what is Matt? Matt said he's 43, I think.
Oh no, Matt Allen. I'm sorry, I was thinking Enlow for some reason.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So no, Matt. Yeah, exactly. Matt Allen. No, he's a few years older than me. So I'm 39. I'll be 40 this year. So technically, if I picked up on a 40 and over team, I could play because I'll be 40 by the end of the year in November. I think I'm not the greatest player, but I think I can hit a ball with a normal bat pretty well. I mean, I can hit a home run. Let's say that.
Sure.
If I was to hit a senior bat, I feel like I would kill somebody.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He goes, these things are stupid because I tried telling him he's got a freak 30 that he's been swinging. Let's see, I started at 3M in 2017, and he had gotten that bat. I want to say maybe that winter, and he's been swinging it pretty much in league ever since. He was a big Easton Salvo guy. But
is it the first freak 30, the black one?
No, it's the yellow one. It's the highlighter.
Oh, okay.
And he got that thing the summer, I think it was the summer, maybe the winter of, that I quit working for the railroad, so I wasn't in town anymore. And he was swinging that thing in league games and stuff in tournaments then, and he's still swinging it. He's like, this is the hottest thing. It's so crazy. It's like
yeah, those things are crazy.
He says there's no way a senior bat will be better than this thing. I said, you just wait till you get down there.
It's less durable and hotter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get why. I guess that's why the popularity has spiked with 40 and up is because they're allowing senior bats. And I think didn't they last year? USSSA finally made a division for 40 and over.
Yes, they did.
So now it's like an official thing. But yeah. So I don't know. I couldn't imagine swinging a senior bat at 40. It should be 50.
So do you have the option?
Should be the minimum.
Yeah, 100%. Do you have the option for a screen?
For 35 and up?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh. That could get interesting. Surely as you get into the 40s, there's a screen there.
Yeah. But we're using regular U-Trip bats just with 44-400, so it's almost like NSA.
True. Yeah, I guess you're onto something there. I just my mindset was already in the 40s. I'm sitting here like counting down the days that like I could play even 35 and over. Like we said earlier, just a chance to like get out and relax a little bit, not just have to.
Yeah, it's fun. So the last couple years we've gone to Columbus, Indiana. That's where 35 and up World Series has been. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. Before we went there, I was like, Columbus, Indiana. Like I knew Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't know there was a Columbus, Indiana. So it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours south of Indianapolis. It's cool. There's a dive bar that we used to go to all the time, which is funny because they had a sign out front that said the forecast for today's weather is like some drunk message. It was hilarious. I'd have to pull it up on my phone, but we've gone there quite a few times. There's quite a few characters at that place. The guys on my team will know Death and Destruction when I mention that. There was this old guy who said he was in Nam and tried to pick a fight with either Greg or Donkey. I can't remember who he tried to pick a fight with.
Either way, that's a mistake.
Oh, yeah. But he's like, I've seen things, death and destruction. That was so funny.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty much what 35 and up is. We're a bunch of guys that like to go up, have fun, and play softball, but we're going out to have an experience and have an adventure while we're out of town doing these things. So Florida will be fun. Hopefully we get to do that this year.
Yeah.
I know we're planning on going to the One Nation tournament in Columbus, Ohio, too.
Yeah, so the whole One Nation thing, I haven't really heard. There was everybody kind of dragging him through the mud initially there to start the year, but it seems like that's kind of cooled off a little bit. Because I know there's a lot of people, there was the topic of the dude running down the third baseline with. Sorry, I swear I'm trying to multitask here. There's the video. Do you know what I'm talking about? The video of the base coach running down the third baseline with the runner.
No.
Are you serious?
I saw comments online about One Nation and another association having some beef.
USSSA,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, I can't believe I don't even know where to go to find that
But no,
video.
I have
now.
not seen that video.
So I'll have to send it to you after we get done here. I think if everybody's watching the podcast, we got the same viewers every week. Surely they've seen it too. So basically, the third base coach, it was a walk-off situation. The runner at second base was a winning run, and a base hit to left field, and the base coach is pumped up like this runner's going to score from second, and they're going to win the game. Well, the guy from left field has got a good arm, and he picks the ball up and throws it in, and the third base coach is running side by side with the runner to home plate, and it was like a step or two away from being a close play at home plate, and they didn't call the base coach out for obstruction.
Did he obstruct? I mean, I get that he was running next to him, but and you're fully within your reason to call that obstruction, but did he actually obstruct it?
When I say that it was a step or two, when I say it was a step or two away from being a close play, it was a step or two away. Let's see if I can find. Do you have Instagram?
I do.
Okay. Let me see if I can.
I don't use it that often.
Yeah, I don't either.
I use it for finding recipes.
Of course you do. So let's see if I can send it to you here and do it this way. Did that come through?
I got a notification.
See if I can't get this pulled up here for the viewers as well.
Yeah, I got it.
Got one out. Get that, Tommy?
I guess it might help if I put it on the screen for the peeps here.
Oh, he actually looked like he was the runner.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like it was.
Oh yeah, you got to call that obstruction.
So they did not call that.
So at first it looked like a runner on third, and the guy on second was passing him. I had no idea that was the coach.
Got one out.
Yeah, hang on, I'm playing this for the podcast here.
Get that, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean,
he looks like he's the runner.
Yeah,
tagging up from third.
100%, 100%. And let's see, jump back over here, change the screen back. That's but there was no obstruction call made there, and the rumor had it that the director was like, "Hey, I'm not here for that. It's not obstruction," and the umpire kind of said the same thing, and I guess things got misconstrued and blown out of proportion. Basically, the director ended up reaching out to whoever was on the team that happened to and said, "Hey, look, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding here. That was not the right thing to do. Obviously, you can't go back and change the call and make everybody come back and play the game over." But he basically, offered to pay, I think, their world birth appearance if they decided to go, which,
oh, wow.
Good on him. But at the same time, like, do I really want to go
sure.
and subject myself to that again?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Eric in the comments saying he should be called out for leaving the coaching box. That and obstruction.
Yeah, that and obstruction and just the amount of confusion.
You could make an argument everybody out of the dugout too.
Yeah.
Looked like that, not the winning side, but the opposing side looked like they had a ton of people out of the dugout too.
Right. There's a million different ways that could have gone and that game not ended the way it did, but that's why I'm sitting here on a computer and I'm not umpiring because I don't want to. It's not for me. So that's
rough.
Yeah, so that was interesting. And then so One Nation, for those that don't know, is basically just a spin-off off of GSL, and GSL basically is USSSA with a DHH rule, a designated home run hitter. You get to pick one guy on your team, and he can hit as many home runs as he wants that game, and it does not count towards the team's total. So, like, you can use your 2 home runs or however many you get for the team, and then he can just keep hitting them. Or the plot twist here is,
walks.
Yeah, the walks. If that person walks, if your designated home run hitter walks, then the team gets a free home run to use until he gets another plate appearance. And I got put with the DHH one time in my life, and I never in my life have I tried to walk so hard in my life. I didn't want the pressure of trying to hit the home runs and screwing up. It's a mental block for me to take I guess you could say a selfish swing a little bit, because sometimes you have to, but it's your job.
Right.
It's a mental block for me to do that. So I think I ended up drawing 6 or 7 walks on the day, and we cashed in on every single free home run. Because when you play D with Sonic, it's like a home run derby. But
that's doing it effectively.
Yeah, 100%. We actually won a game because I walked twice, and the guy, I want to say maybe it was John behind me, used the home run both times. And one was a grand slam, and the other was a 3-run shot. And, that's 7 runs right there that we would not have had I decided to fly out or do whatever, or I could have hit a home run. But I was...
Was that last year?
Yes, that was last year at Sullivan, actually.
That might have been one of those... that might have been one of the tournaments I watched and was commenting on how bad your guys' plate discipline was with hitting home runs, because I was like, why are we hitting these ridiculous home runs, like a solo, a 2-run, like just bang, bang, bang? I'm like, what is going on here?
Hey, if you got them, use them.
I didn't know that there was a DH. Well, true, but I didn't know there was a DHH situation.
Yeah.
I was like, what is all these free swingers out here?
Yeah, so that's I really like the whole DHH thing, but going full circle here, like I said, so GSL and used to be their own separate thing, and then they partnered up with USSSA, and I don't know the technicalities behind what went down, but basically USSSA and GSL, the owner, whatever you want to call it, of GSL had a going of ways, but contractually UTRIP got to keep the GSL name, so he goes out and starts One Nation, and rumor had it that he was walking around the field all weekend, the director, you might say, and there was several shirts and hats spotted that said, was it hashtag FU3SA? Basically, FU trip. It's kind of like, man, that's an aggressive play there. But, so we had CJ on, and CJ talked about that, said he didn't see any of that. But because the internet loves to focus on nothing but the negative, everybody wanted to talk about it like it was all over the ballpark all weekend.
Right. Yeah, those are the comments that I saw online. I was like, wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
And not being around the situation, like, you can't, in my opinion, doesn't really matter much, but definitely seemed in poor taste, put it that way.
Okay. Kevin Roach, I wonder who tipped him off.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, no, his ears must have been burning because his name had been mentioned a few times.
Yeah, yeah, we've been talking about you, Roach. You're going to want to catch this one afterwards.
But yeah, I agree. This podcast should be taking place at Shakespeare's.
Hey, I mean, if you'd have told me you were off work, I could have made it happen. They got Wi-Fi in that place.
I'm making pizza this week at home, so it's all right.
Oh, okay. So now suddenly it's all right. Well, the next time you got a bunch of PTO to burn, you just give me a holler, and we will set this up at Shakespeare's. I'm not scared to go in there with a camera and some microphones.
It'd be dead right now anyway. We just sit in the back room.
Yeah, and that's I guarantee you they wouldn't care. Guarantee you they wouldn't care if we set up in there. Not like a good old cheese pizza to get the morning started.
Here we go.
No.
Regular Kevin McAllister here, just getting a cheese pizza.
No, dude, don't even. No, we're not going to do this right now. All right, chat. We're going to have chat. Hey, is cheese pizza okay? If you go somewhere and you get a cheese pizza, is that a party foul? Like, the cheese pizza is a good pizza. It's so good it doesn't even need toppings.
Okay, before anybody starts going off on the gold standard here, this isn't one bite. You're not Dave from Barstool.
Well, he takes more than one bite anyway. I never understood that.
True. But he's got to taste everything.
Sure.
But cheese pizza it's a waste.
How? It's still pizza.
True, but get more flavor. I'm not saying you got to load it up and get exactly. My 7-year-old likes cheese pizza.
Maybe he was on my side. You don't know that. But I do see that everybody's kind of ganging up on me here. Even Roach says definite party foul.
You're right, exactly. You gotta at least get pepperoni.
I actually think I might have caught some hell for that in one of the videos that we did, one of the vlogs that we did.
Cheese is not a topping.
Man, I mean, it's on top of the pizza.
That's not a topping.
So
that's the minimum.
Oh, now I got
There
Sammy.
are 4 ingredients to a pizza.
And I got Sammy gang. So Sammy Bomarino is FPS freak here. He got everybody ganging up on me here. Says cheese pizza almost led to a divorce. Went to Mod Pizza, and my wife just got a plain cheese pizza. At that point, it made me. Man, I guess I'm just gonna have to keep my pizza preferences to myself. Here's another one. Then, does chicken go on pizza?
Chicken can go on pizza, absolutely.
Yeah. See how I really like chicken on a pizza. One of my favorite pizzas to get. You don't have a Casey's gas station around there. If you are in the Midwest, like
Casey's a good taco pizza.
Oh man, I don't know about taco pizza. See, chips don't go on a pizza.
If it's done right, taco pizza is good. You have to, see, chicken bacon ranch. It's a good pizza.
Chicken bacon ranch is a good
Barbecue
pizza.
chicken.
But I like to get like a meat lovers and then throw some chicken on it too. Or like I'll do sometimes like if I order from Domino's, I'll do like Italian sausage and chicken.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casey's got good pizza.
Casey's does have very good pizza. If you're in the Midwest and you haven't been to Casey's to get pizza, Casey's is a pizza place that sells gas. I'm telling you, it's not a gas station that sells pizza. It's a pizza place that sells gas. We got a guy I work with here at 3M. He moved here from New York, and I told him that. He's like, what's everybody talking about this Casey's pizza? I was like, man, just go get some. You live right there in Hallsville. I said, there's a Casey's right there. You go get you some. He comes back the next night, and he goes, it was greasy, but it was incredible. I said, see, I told you.
Yeah, it's definitely good. There's another Midwest. So I think St. Louis only has one, but Happy Joe's is another pizza place that is good. They have a really good taco pizza. There's one near here, but it's primarily up in Iowa, I believe. Them and like Pizza Ranch is another one up in the Iowa area that's really good, similar to what I would consider a Casey's.
So I've heard of the Pizza Ranch, but I've never been. I've never been to the Pizza Ranch, but just the name sells me though. I mean, if I was driving by, I'd probably stop.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, is ranch an appropriate dipping for sauce for pizza? I think so.
Man, I don't know where the rave for ranch came from. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm a blue cheese guy.
Oh, I hate blue cheese.
See,
with a passion.
You know what? Maybe next time I'll just podcast by myself. This was going so good. Then here we are arguing about pizza and like I don't know where the popularity of ranch dressing came from. And just like I was at school one day when I was a kid, I was like, what the hell? Is he dipping his food in ranch dressing? And the next thing you know, everybody's doing it.
Ranch is delicious, man.
I just don't know. I feel
Quick Trip Pizza is good. Yep, that's a good
yeah,
one.
the Quick Trip pizza is not bad.
Unsubscribe. CJ just unsubscribed.
Well, it's nice knowing you, kid. I just that's my
Ranch and hot sauce.
yeah. I don't know. Blue cheese is good with hot sauce too, though. But anyway, so like that's my go-to. Like go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm gonna go ahead and swing. I tell you what, guys. Hey, I'm screwing up here on the podcast today, so I'm gonna go ahead and own up to it.
You're on the wrong side of this argument.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to just go ahead and shoot I've shot all 4 of my toes off. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this 5th one off here. I mean, like I get Parmesan garlic wings when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wait, say that again.
Parmesan garlic wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. The Parmesan garlic,
Delicious.
yeah, is the way to go. But I've had so many people say, "Oh, those are disgusting. That's terrible." I mean, like, I'll fight you.
No. Lemon pepper wings, garlic Parmesan, delicious.
So,
where the argument with wings comes into play is bone in or are you getting nuggets? Because boneless are just nuggets.
all right,
Say what you want about cleanliness.
swing hard in case you hit it. I'll catch you next time. BP Heroes out of here. I'm a bone out guy. Like I don't like the mess.
Oh.
I don't like the mess.
But there's so much more flavor.
You're not wrong. If you say,
If you sit down and peek
dude,
at
yeah, I'm getting roasted here.
Like, I'm not saying I'm opposed to getting boneless, but if I prefer one over the other, it's got to be bone in.
I don't like the mess. I know that's kind of a sissy thing to say.
I understand that. It took me a while to understand it, but I do understand that. But still, it's all about flavor. You got to get bone in if you're going to prefer one or the other.
Especially
And then it comes down to flats or drums. I'm a flat guy.
Oh, see, if it's bone in, it's going down. There's no question. Like, it don't matter, flats, drums, whatever. He says again, my 7-year-old loves boneless.
I like this guy.
Well, you can go podcast with him then. I'm out of here. Okay, CJ hitting hard too, I see. Man, I guess I'm just done for today.
My fiance doesn't like unless either, but that's what it's a woman thing.
I am swinging and missing real hard here. But yeah, so I don't know. It's a mess thing. Like, there's no doubt, like, especially when it comes to like smoked wings, that a bone-in wing is no question better. But if I'm just like in a restaurant somewhere, if I was at home, I'll eat bone-in wings. But if I'm in a restaurant somewhere, I just don't want sauce and shit all over me and everything else. And the other thing that gets me is smelling it. If you happen to get it under your fingernails, you smell that shit the rest of the day.
Oh, it's just like when you have a beard, you can smell it. It's a flavor saver.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll give you that one. He said, Adam says, how are they wings without a bone? I mean, they were a wing. They just deboned it.
No, they weren't wings. They were breasts, and they got turned into nuggets.
Man, I don't like you guys today. This is not going in my favor. Yes, he says boneless is more efficient. You can knock them back. Yeah, absolutely.
True. No, it's not wrong.
So
but ordering them as a preference is wrong. Anyway,
we've got some local guys in here, Snacks. So yeah. I'm assuming that probably we got friends on Facebook here. Everybody knows what you're up to. When are you starting your YouTube channel, bro?
Never.
Okay.
Look, I just cook for fun.
So I'm gonna pull up some pictures of this man's creations here, and you tell me you wouldn't want to see. I've even told him, like, you come over here, and I will be your film crew. I will be your Maddie Matheson.
All right. Speaking of Maddie Matheson, I sent you a picture. That's what I was watching this morning. If you haven't watched a video guy on YouTube, and you have to pick one to watch for food, watch Maddie Matheson. The man is hilarious.
Oh, dude, he's a nut. He's an absolute nut.
Look up Maddie's Patty and watch that video. He makes a burger, and it's amazing. It's so good. So
let's see, man. We got just some menagerie of food stuff here. So
if they're old pictures, they're trash. Because it took me a while to figure out. You have to angle it right. You got to get the picture.
March 19th.
Right. So that you eat with your eyes as much as you do with taste.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one. So I'm gonna do this. You kind of zoom in here.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
No, well, I'm doing it for a reason. You'll see. Then, shoof. Oh God, maybe. Then bring this over here. Bring that over there.
Yeah. That was a good one.
God, what am I doing here? I'm trying to make sure I got this right. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So I got some buffering going on here. Oh God, you got a slideshow?
Well, I just pulled up your album.
Yeah, this is chicken katsu curry, which is a chicken cutlet, a breaded chicken cutlet with a curry sauce. It's a Japanese dish. It's really good.
So this man, I'm telling you, he makes some crazy stuff. I'm
a fan of curry.
This one looked really good too.
Oh, my album there. What was that?
What was it? Oh,
is that shrimp? I got buffering going on, so it's fuzzy.
Oh, okay. Spanish-inspired shrimp and andouille brown rice within our
andouille sausage and shrimp. That was good.
Oh, man, see, guys, he makes this stuff and he posts all these pictures and all this stuff. And it's like, I always give him crap. Like, man, you can start a YouTube channel just like cooking this stuff. It looks so good. Here's another one.
I can take some heat off. I can take some heat off of you with the hot takes on food. Shrimp is overrated.
Man, I don't know.
I made that dish for my wife. Shrimp is overrated in my opinion. It's good, but it's like one of the things I got to be in the taste for. Yeah, Kevin's has been. This was prosciutto wrapped halibut.
That right there.
So if you guys aren't fish fans, something to do with cod. Cod's usually just a flavorless fish that takes on the flavor of whatever you want. Get some prosciutto and wrap it in it, and then pan fry it. Delicious.
Yeah, I mean that's where it's at right there. That is a good looking dish. This one was good too. The coconut chicken curry. I guess you are.
Yeah.
You are a little bit behind me. But
Coconut chicken curry,
yeah.
was good.
yeah, that was another really good one. I'm not going to sit here and just like completely go through your Facebook profile, but
These are recent ones. I made a steak sandwich last night. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah, I was gonna use that one too.
That's we've talked about this before. Sam, the cooking guy, is another guy we watch.
Yes.
He made a steak sandwich. You can find it on his YouTube channel. Fantastic. And the sauce is the sauce he put on it, like super easy. Is Worcestershire sauce, mayo, and sriracha.
Ooh.
It's so good. Mix that together. It's the best sauce with the steak sandwich.
That sounds good. That sounds really good. You get like all that stuff going together at once there.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, you got me hungry now, and I was trying to go to bed after this. So Gabe got me a Sam the Cooking Guy cookbook for Christmas, and I'm really itching to try that thing out. See, that's what I'm saying though. Like, we get you a cooking show. I mean, the people are interested here. Sammy said shrimp's not filling.
It's not filling.
But it's so good though.
It's overrated.
See, that shrimp was on my meal plans when I got my meal plan stuff from my dietitian before I started to decide to eat like an idiot again. And the shrimp was in there, and man, it was just so good. Shrimp and rice, dude, I could just bang that out all day long. Shrimp is pricey.
The only non-fish thing from the sea that's good is crab.
See, I'm not a big crab guy. Oh, junk in here saying
Crab
shrimp's
is
overrated.
delicious. Lobster's overrated. Shrimp is overrated. They're bugs of the sea.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. I'm probably never gonna eat a shrimp again.
They're good. Don't get me wrong. Battered and fried shrimp, fantastic.
Yeah.
Regular shrimp, probably not that good.
But see, to me though,
anything fried is good.
Is battered and fried shrimp kind of qualifies in the same category as, I'm telling myself here, a boneless wing. Like, anything's good.
No.
Anything's good breaded and fried.
No, that's not. I don't think that's a fair equivalent.
Why?
Because it's still nuggets.
What's a nugget of? It's a nugget of shrimp.
You say no. It's a whole.
Hey,
it's a
don't
whole
you
shrimp.
don't you no me.
But anyway, back to me doing a YouTube channel. Not going to happen. There are so many different channels out there. I'm not going to waste my time. Plus, I'm not a person that I want to hear myself talk or see, and I'm not going to break somebody's TV by putting my face on it.
Snacks. We got. Do we need a makeup crew? I mean, what do we need here?
Shrimp is like a cracker. Whatever you put on it is what you taste. Exactly. Put it on a cracker, dude.
Oh my God. Dude, Sammy is right here. I mean, you definitely do taste whatever you put on the shrimp. But shrimp like fried shrimp is good though. I like fried shrimp. It's one of my favorite things to get is
delicious. Popcorn shrimp.
See, dude, no. Popcorn shrimp is boneless wings.
Yeah, Kevin's right. Yeah, the trolls would break me. They pick on me so much I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah, we're out here talking to Snacks. I suckered him into coming on the podcast. He told me he was off work today, so I said, "Well, I got something for you to do." So now we're sitting here been arguing about food for the last 20 minutes. I don't even know if this is a softball podcast anymore or not, but people are still watching, so we're doing something right.
Well, we can bring it back. So while we were talking about pizza, Jeremy Whitaker had commented, "When can you start playing 35 and up?" The year you turn 35, you are qualified to play 35 and up. Just like the year you are going to turn 40, you can play 40 and up that year, and 50 and so on.
So
technically, I'm going to turn 40 in November, which means I could play 40 and up this year.
So if you were
I'm 39.
If you were a person with an early birthday, then you could really get in on some action.
Right.
So that's interesting though. So we got to talking about senior bats and everything earlier. And just for the people, what are you gaming? I know you're not obviously not swinging a senior bat, but what are you gaming?
I was thinking this this morning. Actually, I was pondering it last night. So right now, my gamer is a 2017 Bryson Baker, the gray with the blue at the top.
Yeah, it's a 17.
I still have the ST100 that's got like 3,000 swings on it. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I just don't swing it because it's mid-loaded.
It's got a cameo on the channel.
Yeah, the Baker is true balance is what I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
It comes in at like 26.7 ounces, which is weird. I have tape on it, not a grip, so it's a true balance, which I like. But last BP that we hit I swung Kevin's. Was it a Freak Black?
Yeah, he's. I assuming. Yeah, I mean, he's got a bunch of
He's
Freak
got
Blacks.
like 4 or 5 of them, and they're all broken into hell. We were at Kiwanis, which is I think like 280, but they're trees. You hit it up there, it's a canal. Okay, it's the purple or it's the black with pink or purple. That one. He says it wasn't even that broken in. I kid you not, I hit it. And I felt like I didn't even feel anything, and it just went over the trees.
Oh,
and the other one, the next one, into the trees.
17 canal. Yeah, the 17 canals were really good.
Absolutely stupid. So I'm thinking to myself, was 2017 just a good year? Or should I branch out and do something different? Because, like you mentioned, I like Eastons.
Well,
and I did have a Fireflex too, which I really liked, but it wasn't balanced. So
sure.
I gave it to Shannon Tipton.
Yeah, see, that's I'm not, obviously, if anybody on the channel here knows me, like I'm through and through 100% an in-load guy, but I could with no hesitation swing a 17 Baker. It's just something that feels right, like a balanced bat that feels like good to me. Yeah. It feels so right. Like the For the Fallen is the same way. The Mike and For the Fallen. If you haven't swung one at Snacks, if you haven't swung one of those, that's what you need to get your hands on. If
I have, I could swing one because Greg has them.
Yeah.
Oof. Now they're probably 29 or 30 ounces. I don't know because he likes the heavy one.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Which might help me. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I need to branch out. I do have the BP Hero Pure, which the feedback is the issue with me. Swinging a balanced Easton, I love the feedback it gives me. The same with the ST100, and the Pure is like the other end of the spectrum in terms of feedback.
Yes, it is.
I don't know, it's the way the barrel is constructed, or I just can't find the sweet spot. But it's getting broken in. Like you can hit home runs with it. Speaking of which, that team I was playing with the police department yesterday, they loved that bat. They were hitting it well. So it's getting some use, so that's good.
Yeah, so a lot of my local guys here that bought those, the Solar was the 13-inch barrel, and then the Eclipse was the 12-inch barrel.
Right. Mine's the Solar.
Yeah, so we've got those floating around here with some of the local guys, and there's a few teams that have, it's like the guys just show up and they swing whatever bats people have, and that's a popular bat of choice. Those 2-piece Pures are. So that's kind of cool to see. I've got one in the wrapper, and like I've been half tempted to break it out, seeing some of the guys hit with them. I mean, it looks like it might be kind of good because like I'm kind of in Rome right now when it comes to like what I want a game. I'm got the love affair going on with the D2E Psycho, but man, good luck finding one.
Yeah, same with the 17 Baker or the 17 Eastons.
Yeah,
like you can find them, but there's one that's been on eBay. I've been watching forever. They have listed at $399. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
See, that's insane. That goes back to I've ranted about that a couple times in the last few episodes of the podcast. Is used bat prices. It's getting insane. If you find one of those 17 Bakers that's not so beat to hell that it's barely holding together, they want $200.
Well, the avocados were super popular, right? The avocados were super popular, and the prices were ridiculous on those for a while. And then everybody started figuring out that the Baker was just as good.
Yeah, yeah. And I tried telling people that it's like, hey, the Baker is just as good. And so you had the Baker. I thought the Wegman from that year was pretty good too. I think 17.
The purple one.
Yeah, I think 17 was just a good year for Easton. It was a good mix of durability and still really, really good performance, a good weighting too.
Yeah, the first year of the 2012 stamp, so the Helmer, the ST100, the 100H, the ST100, and the 100W and the SY100 were probably the best Eastons in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
The 17s were great. The 18s and the 15s, or sorry, I don't know about the 18s very much, but the 15s, terrible.
18 was the first year of the blue line, so that those were good ones.
It was good, but 14 and 15, I think were terrible.
Yes, 14, 15, and part of 16.
Yeah, whatever the blue and lime green Baker.
Yeah,
was terrible.
Yeah, not here for that. The balanced short barrel thing is just a weird vibe too. That was the year they had the balanced short barrel. No. I know what you're talking about.
13 was good because that was the L1.
Yeah, the 13 L1. I remember Chris Beal had one of those, and that thing sounded disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So I got one time, and I had a bunch of swings on it. I knew it when I bought it. But I put a round of BP on it, and I sold it. I was like, this thing might be dirty. But come to find out,
It was well broken.
yeah, come to find out, that's just, I don't know what made those sound so unique, but
Yeah, I think that the problem was that they kept switching composites. They were going from TCT to IMX. Those different years, I don't know. I like Easton. I've always liked the feedback. I preferred them because it was a bat that I could go out and BP forever, not have to worry about it not passing compression or breaking. So it's just something I would always have in my bag.
sure. So yeah, you've
Now nowadays everything's instant gratification and everything's passing or failing after one round of BP.
see you've got me. I've got a guy here in town that's actually got a plethora of like the 13 or the 2012 Eastons. I think he's got some 2012s. He's got a handful of 13s. He's got like some B1s.
Can I have his address?
No, you cannot, because I think I'm going to go buy him. Oh, that was loud. Sorry, guys. So I'm pulling up something here for Roach. I got to find it here in the video, though. Roach says he wants to know about my first state title.
But before you get to that, so Kevin also had another bat that we tried. It was the Red Genesis.
Yeah. How'd you like it?
Sounded like garbage, but hits the ball pretty well.
Yeah, they do not sound good. I will say that.
Sounded like a trash can, actually.
Let's see. No, so it wasn't this game. Okay. I'm looking for Roach probably already knows what I'm looking for. Let's see. So it wasn't Junk Punch. I guess it'd have to be this one. So I was pitching in a co-ed state, filling in for the Panda Bear, and I got hit in the hand. It was just like one of those, like I got so amped up to turn the double play that I just like I put my hand in my glove before the ball was in it and freaking like blew my pinky off. And I mean, like I look down, there's like blood like pouring from my finger. Roach goes, yeah. He goes, you just went into zombie mode. Just like walk straight off the field. So I'm trying to find that clip here. Just for good time's sake. My internet is terrible today. So there's Roach on the mound.
We can't see anything.
No, I'm trying to find the clip
Okay.
here just so I don't have to. I guess I can go ahead and switch it over.
Gotcha.
So I can pull this over here, minimize that. I'll tell you one thing though. I'm sure you use it too. After using a computer with two monitors, I will never go back.
Yeah, it's funny. I was supposed to have two monitors, and I got it set up to get the other one. I just never put it on.
Oh, you got to. It's a game changer. I will never
no,
use
I
a
know.
computer another way.
When I was still in the office, I had two monitors. I loved it. My work productivity went through the roof.
It's so easy to edit. It's so easy to do things like this with because I can still monitor my feed in my broadcasting software. Here it is right here. Still got that double play though. Checking the hand, shook the blood off, just threw the glove off, started walking. Roach said you went into zombie mode. It was like I knew I needed to get something done with it. I didn't know what, but everybody out here picking up my stuff.
Walk straight up to the
No, I didn't I knew my pinky was screwed up and I needed to get off the field and get something done with it so I could get back in the game.
So that's just like, was it Kevin, our first year, 35 and up donkey was pitching, gets smoked in the hand, and he just walks off the field and walks to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's where I
And
went.
you can see a trail of blood where he was going.
That's exactly where I went. This burns me up too, like watching this back. It hopped right where I wanted it to and everything, and it hopped right where I wanted it to. I just got so excited to get it out of my glove. I put my hand in my glove before I had the damn ball, which this dude had been hitting at pitchers all day long, like literally was stepping out of his way to hit at pitchers. So I'm not sure if that's just like how he rolls or what, but it did not work out well for him there. I had Brady and Luke behind me, and that was like basically cheating.
Definitely.
They rolled up that double play in a matter of seconds. So joke was on him. He was still out. And I got my first and only so far state title with my guy Kevin Roach that day. It was a good day. It was a really good day. I think Emily hit her butt off. Absolutely hit her butt off. It was a good all around day. I really had a good time. Kevin Roach knows how to put together a good ball team of good people. You talked about that earlier. A good ball team of good people that can go out and have a good time. I didn't know hardly anybody on this team besides Roach, and I still went out and had the time of my life.
That's a key thing when you're putting teams together, is to make sure that you balance the people right. Like, you have to know who you're getting and not going to get a bunch of hotheads. That's what the main thing I worried about when I was putting teams together for the Knights is, like, I don't want a bunch of dickheads that are not going to get along with people, or people that are known for jumping teams. Like, if you're someone that I know or has a tendency to jump from team to team every year, you're not playing with me. It's a waste of my time.
Right.
I want to make sure I get a bunch of group of guys that are going to hang out, play, have fun, win, and stick around for a while. And Kevin's always built teams very similarly that have stuck around for a while.
Yeah, 100%. And like
yeah, chemistry is the key.
Yeah. He can put together a group of guys. Like when we went to Little Rock, it was a group of all of his guys, but our guys just like seamlessly, meshed with him, and that was another example of a really fun tournament. Just the dude knows, and we played the snowball here in Moberly. That was the year that our beer kept freezing, and finally the beer froze and wouldn't quit freezing. The battery went dead in our boombox, and then we ran out of propane in the heater all in like a half hour. We were just done. I mean, it's like you could have heard a fucking pin drop out there. Them shithead kryptonite kids just started pouring it on, and it was game over. But no, I've always had a good time, and like you said, chemistry's key. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many good players you put on a team. If they're not willing to get along, it doesn't matter. Right. So shout out for him for always being able to do that. And Kevin, I got a story for you guys. So I live in a pretty rural area. It's like a town of like, what is Moberly now? I think close to 15,000 people, and that's only because they annexed the prison in, but that's a whole other story. It's a true story though. But it's a small town in a pretty rural area. Columbia is by far, no question, the biggest town around here, and you'd have to drive 2 hours to get to a town that's even close to that size again, which would be Kansas City or St. Louis. You could go either way. So it's pretty rural. It's pretty hillbilly. Pretty a lot of those things. And we had some time to kill, and the guys wanted to go to get a couple drinks. I was like, oh, we could go to the Wabash. It's a little bar uptown. And it was everything that a small town bar is. Sorry if whoever is listening to this podcast just happened to be at the Wabash. It's trashy.
Hey, Kevin likes the dive bars. They're fun.
Well, we were diving all right. We were going head first. And we're in there, and we're all like got our softball gear on. And we start making conversation with a few people, and end up making some, you might say, friends at the bar. And it's like, oh yeah, well, we got to go back and play. Oh, well, what time do you play? And we'll come out and cheer you on. Like, oh yeah, whatever, just a bunch of drunk idiots. So we're out there playing this game, and I turn around, I hear somebody yell something, and I turn around, and there's like half of this crowd that was hanging out with us at the bar, all sitting here in 20-degree weather watching us play softball.
That's awesome. Well, fuck, they had antifreeze in their system. They've been drinking.
Oh yeah, they were good to go. It was so funny though. It was deep waters, he says. Yeah, it was deep waters, all right.
Oh man.
Yeah, old Donk, the social butterfly. Yeah, he definitely brought out a fan base that night.
Oh, Kevin's selling himself short though. He could talk to anybody.
Oh yeah. I mean, they weren't there just for Donkey. I mean, they were there for the crowd. That was also the night. I'm not going to use names in this situation, but I bet Roach remembers. Who remembers homeboy getting bitch slapped out there next to the field? Like, rumor has it, it's like, so the field is down in a hole. It's got a bunch of trees around it. And rumor has it that if you go out there at night, on a quiet night when the moon is out, you can still hear that bitch slap echo through the trees.
Oh man,
it was fantastic. He gets over there and says,
"See, that's the best time. That's the best part about going out of town is the memories, like all this stuff. Like, when are you gonna have this happen?"
Do what now? I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I'm just talking about that. That's the best part about traveling out of town to go play ball is the memories like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the memory. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've kind of put that in perspective these last couple of years. And don't get me wrong, I've had fun playing the softball that I've played, but it kind of puts in perspective, like, man, it's all about the memories. Like, you want to laugh and have a good time and that kind of thing. And sure, winning is still why you go. But at the end of the day, if all you've got to talk about is how mad you got at everybody, what did you go for?
Right, exactly.
And I'm telling you something, we've got some stories from through the years. It's like Junk here says, he says the slap that was heard around the world. Yeah. it was incredible. But stuff like that, man, that's why we play ball. It's like you said with the 35 and over stuff, man. Because that big group of guys, I mean, there's always stories to be had when I run into those guys. You got Donk and you got Roach and Pingle's always got something funny to talk about. I love running into you guys at a tournament because I know I'm going to laugh. I know I'm going to have a good time. Let's see. Sorry, I was trying to catch up with a little bit of the chat here. CJ says PSA Worlds around 2017-18. Had 2 injuries. Roach broke his nose doing soft toss into the fence. And then Greg stuck his hand out on a ball back up the middle and broke his thumb and continued to pitch by putting his hand. God, what an animal. Putting his hand in a cooler between innings.
Jeez.
That's tough. I bet that's probably why I ended up pitching this tournament, this co-ed state tournament that we just looked at. But that's
He said he didn't break his nose; it just got bloody.
Well, I mean, maybe you did then. I mean, I guess you're a chiropractor. You would know. Well, listen, it's 11:15, and I've got to go to bed because I got league tonight.
Hey, man, real quick though, when's the conference tournament you guys are going to?
Yeah, about that. It's this week.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it's this weekend. I
take it by yours telling you're not going.
Yeah. I am.
Okay, I got you.
Not going to be in attendance, but Brett's going to be there. He's going to have all the camera stuff. Going to go live. Going to try and broadcast the games. I ended up getting out of overtime for the weekend, so I'll be able to broadcast our games. So I'm definitely going to do that. It'd be kind of cool if we got like, I think if they win their first 2 games, which they've got a pretty decent draw, they end up playing maybe an A team. I want to say.
Okay.
I mean, we've actually got a pretty decent draw here. Roach says BP at 12:45 and Kiwanis. I got time to get here, dude. All I need is a little more advance, and I will totally come out there and hit. Every time I'm in St. Louis, I drive by there and just like check that feel that like it's kind of one of those like vibes thing. You drive by there and like, oh, I used to play here when I was a kid. Like I get those vibes when I drive by there. I want to hit there so bad. So we could definitely make that happen. I just need more than 15 minutes notice the night I've got to work too.
Yeah. Well, good luck to the Sonic guys. Sucks you're not going to be there, but we got buddies there. They're Brad Dixon and and good old Greg.
Good old Greg. Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to broadcasting those games. Junk, I don't know why. You know what? You might be right. Junk says he might not be able to broadcast the games.
He can at least record them, though.
That is true. So maybe we'll do that. So we can get something worked out. And Roach says every Thursday at 12:30 or so. That's good information to have. If I know that you guys are doing that, I could totally make that happen at some point or another. I just got to make the work schedule work around that, and we can totally get it done. But Snacks, thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out with us on the podcast today. It's always a good time having you on. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks to everybody for stopping in. Got some of the people out from the dark alleys and corners there. CJ's back to the chat. Got Roach in here too. Junk stopping in saying hey. Thanks to everybody for stopping in. BP Heroes out of here. Next Thursday, 10 a.m. Central. Be there, be square. Swing hard in case you hit it, and I'll catch you next time.
Toodaloo.